It's Rebel Radio. Lamb of God doing a song called Ruin. I'm Scott Davidson. We're now joined by my good friend Kent Gustaffson. He has helped Rebel Radio since before we even started, back in 1994. Kent, thank you so much for all these years, 31 years of helping Rebel Radio. You do everything. You DJ, you are voiceover, you do it all. So thanks for all your help all these years, Kent.
All right, well, thanks. It's always a privilege to be part of Rebel Radio. It's always been fun putting this together. We've done some very cool stuff together, like one of the first guys in the world to stream on the internet.
That was all.
I don't know if you remember, but like the first real player, the streaming player that came out, Rebel Radio was like the number 4 push button. It was pretty cool.
That was awesome. I remember that, and you set all that up, and you're a pioneer in that. You're way ahead of the time. All these other big corporations, billion-dollar corporations, didn't think it was going to be help them out, right?
Oh, they were trying to figure it out. We just beat them to it.
Awesome. So thank you so much for all your work over these years, and we're still working on we're always trying to get something new, trying to add to the station, and without you, we'd be 90% lower. Without you, we'd be doing a lot smaller scale. That's for sure. So thank you so much for all your help.
I don't know about that. You're pretty persistent.
You came here and built this studio. We were broadcasting from Northbrook, WKTA. You came and built it from scratch, built this studio, and that was in 2013, right? That sound right?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So 12, 13 years later, it's still standing. You go, I don't usually do this. All the wiring, we wired everything up. It took days at a pound. You were for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, setting up the studio right here. I'm going to show the people on Facebook Live. We got this rack right here you put. Here's the board we got going on. You set up the Sam Broadcaster. I didn't know how to do all that stuff. So thank you so much for Rebel Radio being on the internet, being on AM. You were the first guy to put us on AM 1330 WKTA. And then we got, then we went to a meeting. Check this out, Kent. I don't know if you know this one, but we went to a meeting, and it was at WVVX in Highland Park. So we were already on WKTA 1330, but then we went to a meeting, and Scott Loftus was talking about going back there and doing it again too. But we were there in the studio. We signed the check, and we were on like the next week. I think it was Christmas Eve of 1994, I think. And I went on the air at Christmas. I was on 1330 from like 5 o'clock till like 9:55. I took a bunch of CDs in my car, raced over to Highland Park and VVX, went on there, broadcast live, then I come back to 1330 and finish off over there. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, I remember before that all happened, I believe we were in a lockhead battle with RPM on VVX.
Yes.
Remember Bob Surratt did a
yes.
Piece on us, I believe, on when he was back at Fox 32.
Fox 32 back then, yeah. That was awesome.
Somewhere I got that video.
It's out there somewhere. Radio Wars, VVX versus GeForce 1330. And you put GeForce, here you are, general manager of WKTA. You take a risk putting GeForce 1330 on there, and it's only on for a year and a half, but it definitely got a lot of listeners, and it got me in the radio as well too. So thank you for helping Rebel Radio from day one. I feel you're a major part of Rebel Radio, and you've got us on the internet, AM 1330. We were on 1430 a little bit, AM the WEEF station. Then you brought the FM stations there, 95.9 on 1330. You got us 92.5 on AM 1500. So you're a pioneer on all this stuff. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks. Well, without all the dedication that you put into it, I appreciate the accolades, but you're the guy. You made this happen.
But without you, though, we would have been on all these stations probably. So thank you so much too. Great job as always. You do the voice. The guy you're talking to right now, you hear the legal ID. That's Kent right here. He does the legal ID. He says, sure as hell not corporate radio. All these cool IDs. Thank you for that all these years too. You're basically the voice, the voice tracking of the Rebel Radio. That's cool.
Yeah, definitely cool. Well, thanks so much for putting me on the 31st anniversary. That's pretty kick-ass.
Thanks. You're a big part of it, and thanks, Rod. Hopefully another 31 years if we last that long.
Rock on, man. Rock on.
Awesome. Thanks for all your help, and I know you do a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff nobody even knows about but me, so that's huge. That's a lot of time, a lot of effort, and without your help, we would be so much smaller than we are today.
Very cool.
And I owe you a Rebel Radio shirt. I'm going to get you a shirt coming soon.
All right. Awesome.
All right, Kent, you're the DJ. You've DJed before on the Blaze, Rock 103.5, WLS. You've been on a million stations. What was your favorite one you were on, like back in the day? Like was it the Blaze? Was it Rock 103.5? Which one was your favorite?
Well, they all had their thing, right?
Yeah.
The interesting elevator ride from 103.5 The Blaze is there's been nothing like it in Chicago radio, and for that matter, probably throughout the entire country. In April, they acquired WFIR, and I believe by December that year, we were the #1 rock station in the city of Chicago.
It happened so fast.
Elevator ride.
That was so fast. Yeah, I remember the Blaze girls doing contests and stuff, and they were out there. That's one thing cool with the Blaze. They were always out there doing some Blaze night or Blaze Fest, Blaze Fest with Kiss at the Villa Park Odeon, which is now like a trucking center or something. It's gone. Crazy.
Well, the fascinating thing is, that was a hard and fast ride to the top, but it only lasted until like 1994.
Yeah, it was short lived. Here's Rebel Radio we're going on 32 years next year, and the Blaze went 1 year, one and done, right? 1 or 2 years and done.
It might have been 2.5, almost 3 years.
Okay.
And then Evergreen bought it, right? And
yes.
then turned it into Rock 103.5.
And you worked there as well.
I didn't. Yeah, I did, but I didn't start there from day one.
Okay.
They pulled me in, I think, about month number 2 or 3, and I was there for about a year and a half. That was definitely pretty cool, too. Got to meet a lot of crazy people.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, your buddy Loftus was there next to me a couple of days.
Scott Loftus, Mancow, Freak, all these guys. You were right next to them at the Rock 135 as well, too, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever work at the Loop, Kent?
Crazy guy. What you hear is what you get.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you ever work at the Loop at all, DJing?
I did not.
No, okay.
I never worked at the Loop.
That's the one you had.
I always wanted to because it was one of the Chicago classics.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one station you haven't worked at.
Yeah, one I have not worked at.
But you did work with the Drive, and you got for a while we were having Drive. We were like the up north studio for the Drive. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a deal I negotiated with them because they their main studio for a while. But
awesome.
I did not ever work for them. That station right now is probably one of the biggest rock stations in the country.
Yeah.
With their rating.
The ratings are always killer. Well, Kent, thank you so much for calling in. We got about 18 interviews left. I want you to be a DJ and introduce this Motorhead song, Overkill. Take it away, buddy.
Hey, it's Lemmy from Motorhead, rocking on Rebel Radio, loud and proud.
You're hired. You start next Monday morning at 6 a.m. Your morning show. Wait, you can't get up that early.
No, hell no.
Hell no.
Is there sunlight at that time of the day?
Thanks, Kent. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
See ya.
See you later. Kent Gustaffson from Rebel Radio right there. We're still live on Facebook. Without him, we would be a lot smaller. Here we go. Motorhead. Switch over to rebelradio.com, FM 92.5 right now.